So we were just talking about COVID and saying how we'd worked through all of COVID. And
on our own, just
on
the two
our
of
own,
us.
just
Also
us two.
working on the farm
And taking on new clients that weren't COVID related.
and having my kids at home some of the time, or most of the time,
Yeah.
homeschooling, which was limited input from
Yeah.
me at the time.
And then along came our first great recruitment decision.
Yes, which was our
Lovely
little
Katharine. Little Katharine.
little Katharine.
Young Katharine, as some might like to refer to her.
And she absolutely made a huge impact on our personal and professional lives, because she's came
so
in and whipped us
diligent.
into shape.
Yeah, she's so diligent, very intelligent, very funny. She makes me laugh every day. I sit opposite her, and the little looks that we exchange and the little inside stories, she'll know what I'm talking about. It's hilarious. So she's a great member of the team, and I think as we've grown, we've seen huge growth in her.
She has changed beyond recognition from, sorry Katharine, you won't like me saying this, from somebody who didn't like to answer the phone, absolutely hated talking to people and did not want to answer the phone, to being really professional, confident, going to assertive, going to networking meetings, talking to new clients, dealing with very challenging people, both from a HR point of view, and Katharine still supports our farm as well, so she's really, really good. And is super organised, techie, and basically just keeps us on the straight and narrow. Really,
she's your go-to IT guru.
She is my tech guru.
Yeah.
And then, so that was 2021.
Yeah.
And then in 2023, so it was the three of us for
quite a while.
We made the decision that we needed more help, that we've got more clients than we could manage, and we certainly couldn't manage between ourselves and Katharine. So we took the decision to go out to advert for a HR advisor, and we were really lucky that Anna, who we'd worked with before, applied to work with us, and we took her on without hesitation. She just added a completely different dimension for us, bringing some structure and organisation to the team.
Yeah.
Great experience across the HR spectrum and payroll, which really helped, because we were being asked to do payroll by clients as well as HR, and we wouldn't have probably been able to do that and help clients as we did without Anna's input. And so we were able to take on more clients as a result of Anna and Katharine's support.
And Anna just gets stuck in from day one. She worked so hard to help with getting everything organised and ordered, because
we flew by the seat of our pants a bit.
Yeah,
a bit.
Yeah. And so with Anna's help to get all that structured and organised, it's enabled us to go further again and add more clients to our portfolio of clients. And that sort of led to us needing to expand even further. And so last year was a big step, wasn't it, to take on 2 more members of the team.
And it's a bit scary, wasn't it, bringing new people in to... we kind of look after our clients. They're our babies in a way, and it was really hard to let other people start working with clients, and everyone loved Anna straight away, and she built some great relationships as being a more client-facing person perhaps than Katharine was at the time. So that was great. We didn't need to be nervous because she was brilliant with our people. And then fast forward to 2024, and we decided that, again, we were way too busy and we needed to take 2 more people on. We needed a senior role and another Anna, really, to support clients on a day-to-day basis. And we were lucky enough,
we were so
very lucky to find Julie and Tanya.
And we really appreciate how hard they've worked over the last, they've been with us 6 months now.
6 months.
It feels like they've been here forever. They're such key members of the team, and have really, they've run at the business, haven't they?
Yeah, and they treat it as their own, which is the ethos that we wanted to instill from the beginning. This is about us all in it together, and they're absolutely live and breathe HR, and they absolutely want to do the best for our clients.
They've got in and amongst our clients, they've been on site, they've learnt their businesses, they are very focused on delivering the absolute best for them.
They really are. So we have been incredibly lucky. And then we mentioned Kate, but we haven't said that much about Kate. So I did my professional CIPD HR qualification with Kate. I think it was in 1999, which is really, or 2000, a lifetime ago, and it tells everyone how old I am. And Kate and I, along with another lady called Pauline, we'll tag you in this, Pauline, had an absolute scream when we were, at the time it was Lincoln College, and then I went on to Lincoln University, which had only just opened, which again tells you how long ago it was. And we really had fun, and we've kept in touch ever since. And obviously life changes, Kate moved out of the area, we've had very different jobs and different things happen, but we've kept in touch. And then when Kate was looking to sort of make forays into the HR consultancy space and had already started to do that, we got together, and Kate started working with us over 2 years ago. It might even have been 3 years ago now. And she is fantastic at diving in to very tricky situations. We just have to drop her straight in, parachute her in, and she just gets stuck in and gets sorted, whether it's TUPE, redundancy, lots of employee relations problems, complicated grievances, disciplinaries. Kate just drops in and gets stuck in, which is testament to her experience really across HR and the years of HR across different sectors that she's worked in. So whilst Kate is based fully remotely up in the Northwest, and we are making strides to develop our business up in the Northwest with Kate, she's an integral part of the team, and we really value having her expertise to support us as well. We've got some other associates that we work with, some really lovely, they happen to be ladies, it just happens that they're ladies, but some really lovely ladies that we've worked with over the last few years as well, who drop in and out, have different specialisms. So we have somebody that works with us on pay and reward, somebody that's really good at trade union stuff, having been a former full-time trade union official, which is absolutely invaluable, plus some others. So we've been very lucky to have been introduced to people that have been able to help us out with either very specific niche projects or projects that are geographically located where we might not have been able to support on site. And then
the team is really important, isn't it? To our success and the business success. So we do want to make that really clear.
We wouldn't be able to do it.
We
absolutely wouldn't be able to do it without the team. We wouldn't have a life, and we wouldn't have been able to, because we didn't have a life for quite a while, and we wouldn't have been able to expand the business without having really good, reliable, loyal, committed, fun
really
people. And we socialise a lot as a team. We have some, family lives permitting, we have fun. And you said earlier, didn't you, our motto is work hard, play hard, and we like to have fun with the team. And it's nice that everyone really enjoys those times when we can go out and socialise and let off a bit of steam, because HR can be a little bit challenging at times.
A bit tough at times. So this week has brought us another new employee as well. We're really pleased to have Simon join our team, branching out into health and safety, something that we've talked about for quite a long time, and seen opportunities to do that. So Simon's going to be a fantastic asset to the team, and Davon, who's just come in and got stuck in, he's got a similar sense of humour to us, I think, hasn't he? From those initial observations.
To fit in a tree, and he is incredibly experienced as a health and safety consultant. We're very lucky that he also has a background in environmental health and food, so as well as health and safety across all sectors, particularly sectors where health and safety is a high priority, such as construction. He also understands food, which is quite a number of our clients, and we started out really with food and farming. He's able to support with BRC and food safety and other things, so there's a real string to his bow, and an opportunity for us then to help clients where they need it, and a slightly different aspect.
Great plug.
Just to trip that one.
Forever the saleswoman.
I wasn't a saleswoman when we started out, but I absolutely am now.
I think that's what, how the business has grown and developed. We've developed our own skill sets, haven't we? And recognised that whilst we always knew that we were very different, and we've always been the starter, finisher, the ideas person, the one that finishes everything,
the annoying person with lots of new ideas.
Not at all. It's
You're only saying that because you've got a glass of wine.
Absolutely not. No, because this wouldn't have been possible, would it? Without having those different skills to bring together.
But it would, and it wouldn't be possible whilst I'm like, oh, let's do this, let's do that, let's do the other, and all the crazy ideas. If you didn't then take them and translate them and actually finish them off, we would never have got anywhere. So it's a good balance that we are very, very different. It is a good balance, and it works really well. And you have to have different. That's what we would say to our clients, isn't it? You know, build a team with different people because different personality types bring different things to the team, and you don't want clones of yourself. Whilst you might think you do, you absolutely don't.
So none of this would have been possible without you.
Was it my idea in the first place?
Well, it was. Yeah, I think we come about, didn't we? And,
well, I think I was going to do a bit of cheers, thank you. I think I was going to do a bit of interim work to start with. That was the plan, and like just have the holidays off to look after the kids and. That didn't work out.
No, you have the holidays off. We know you like holidays.
I like my holidays. Yeah, I like my holidays.
But then definitely not off. I don't think you have a switch off button, do you?
I do not have an off button. But then you can't do this without thinking about it all the time. You know, I live and breathe this. I always think about what's next, what our clients need. The clients know we're here 24/7, and we are absolutely. I mean, some of them will laugh if they listen to this because we are literally here 24/7 for them. You know, when they've got crises, things they need to talk about. You know, it doesn't always happen between 9 and 5, does it? And we're really, really happy to be available when directors, owners, founders, you know, have those things that they want to talk about at, you know, 10 o'clock at night. I might have a glass of wine
or on a Sunday morning.
Or on a Sunday morning, but that's what we're here for, and that's part of what we do. And actually, that's part of what we like. We want to be heavily involved in their businesses, and we like the fact they trust us and want to talk to us about those problems and those difficulties. So
what's the one thing that you've learned most in the last 5 years?
Gosh, one thing I've learned the most is that I absolutely had no clue about setting up a business. This has been very, very organic, even though we had lots of public sector experience, and I'd worked on the farm for quite a number of years and had been doing commercial stuff on the farm, sales. That was already around. It had been around for years, so I wasn't setting that up, and setting something up from scratch is not for the faint-hearted. And there's lots of things we didn't know. I certainly didn't know, and you have to double back on yourself because you don't know what you don't know at the end of the day. And we've been very fortunate. We've got some great connections in our network, and we've met new connections as a result of this, and people that, you know, they might be your clients or the people that you're introduced to. We do quite a lot of networking because we find actually it's not about finding clients necessarily, it's about building a network of people that can support you in your journey in business, and that has been invaluable. And then having a business coach actually, which is probably two and a bit years ago, and I'll name check Phil Dobson from the Alternative Board. Phil really did change my perspective in terms of working on the business and not in the business, in terms of being able to grow that. And I couldn't have separated myself from the day-to-day and sat back and looked at what we really needed to do without Phil's support. So it's about running the business for me. That was you don't know what you don't know, as I say, and that was new. What about you?
Oh, crikey. Big pause. There's so many things that I've learned. I'm really struggling to pinpoint one, but for me, having worked solely in local government for the best part of 30 years, and now that's showing my age, coming into a commercial business was very different for me, and it was fairly fast-paced trying to pick that up in the first 6 months to a year and change my perspective as to how to look at things. Local government has always been a very slow, bureaucratic, very slow decision making, and that was a big lesson for me, that actually things can move quickly and we need to move quickly. And I think we pride ourselves on being quick to turn around work. We do have a SLA, if you like, as to what we think is acceptable, but inevitably, you know, our primary goal has always been to get that response out to people. And I think that was a massive lesson for me, that we can move quickly and things do need to move quick.
Yeah, and I think we've talked about business, but you know, our experience at the beginning was in local government, public sector, and we do a lot of work with local government organisations across the country, and we consider ourselves really lucky that our network going back has allowed us to do that, and we've got a lot of experience, probably too much experience than we want to count, in local government, and it is quite complex, and it's very, very different. So switching between sectors gives us that variety of work. I love getting stuck in small businesses and trying to help them. It's not just HR. We do a lot of business stuff.
Yeah.
It isn't just HR. We're not just here to talk about maternity, sick pay, discipline and grievance. We do a lot of work supporting businesses in their growth, which we really enjoy. But then switching to do stuff with local government and being very specific about the different challenges that they face within their workforces and how they pay people, how people are employed is very, very different. So we do love the variety, and that is something that you and I specifically, because that's our background, so we hang on to that dearly, don't we?
Love a bit of
love a bit of local government.
Local government.
So we are really grateful to people that we used to work with years ago when we were in-house in local government, and we did have a really strong network in Lincolnshire, particularly of HR people, because local government's a small world, and there's a lot going on, and so we had very strong connections with other HR people from different local authorities, and they've stood the test of time, and those people have trusted us and asked us to come in and do projects, support with extra capacity, and we're really, really grateful that those relationships have stood the test of time, and that people still trust us and ask us to do that. So we want to thank those clients, plus all our other clients, for putting their faith in us, and hopefully
trusting us with your people it's the biggest compliment that we
100%.
could receive. So
and then here we are 5 years later.
5 years on.
Hopefully we'll be here in another 5 years doing the 10-year video. We might need a facelift.
Speak for yourself.
Well, I definitely will after another 5 years of this. I'm hoping that you're going to let me do my colouring my hair to cover the grey on expenses, because I attribute it solely to the HR branch. We soak up everybody's people problems for them. And I wouldn't say we find it stressful. It's not that it's stressful, because that's what we do, and we're here to solve people's problems. But there's a lot of it. Clients have a lot of people problems, and it is getting harder, and people are more aware of their rights. Businesses facing more challenges, more red tape, which is coming.
There's an awful lot of change coming up, isn't there, over the next 6,
which
12,
is not right,
18
because
months.
It's stifling business growth, it's stifling creativity and entrepreneurialism, and it's already hard being in business, and it's the NI changes and some of the changes that have already come in have made that even harder and made it unsustainable for some people. And then bringing in further protections for employment law, whilst they're absolutely designed to stamp out unscrupulous employers, we find almost without exception we don't work with unscrupulous employers. People have the best of intentions in most of the cases that we work with, but it's getting harder, and people are having to jump through hoops, and the balance of power in terms of the employee-employer relationship is definitely skewed. And that is definitely a challenge for when you're trying to grow your business and employ people. You've got to be really careful that you know what you're doing, and you understand the risks and the challenges that you're going to face. I mean, we're here to help with that, but it's not for the faint-hearted.
No, we get it. As business owners ourselves, we understand the implications of that, and as HR professionals, we understand the impact.
Yeah, huge impact.
Yeah, so the next 5 years isn't going to be without challenge, but
we're here to help.
When it comes to people.
I was just going to say,
we're your HR partner in business. So, thanks for being part of the last 5 years.
Partner. I've drank more than you, clearly.
Cheers, everyone.
Cheers, thank you.